Hello, I am Sarah O'Connell and welcome to a very special episode of the Sarah O'Connell Show from the Sherlock Gnomes premiere, where we're having a massive garden party with the cast and crew.
Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Well, welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So, you are of course playing Gnomeo, returning to the role again. What's your character getting up to this time?
Try to balance his love life and what he wants to do, which is basically just have a good time, with the fact that he's now one of the two leaders of the garden along with Juliet, and Juliet's taking that responsibility a lot more seriously than he is. So a little bit of the film for him is proving to Juliet that he's learned that actually that's what you need to do, and you got to grow up a little bit, and proving to her that he can actually be responsible, and that she's not going to be all on her own trying to look after the whole community that are actually in a major crisis.
The film's quite a departure from recently. You've been in films such as Split, where you played multiple personalities, and so do you enjoy doing like children's animated films as well?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm really glad that there's something this innocent out there for kids as well. I love the really complicated, emotionally sophisticated children's movies that are out there. I do, and I'm not saying this one isn't, but there's something a little bit more child-friendly, I think, about Sherlock Gnomes and Gnomeo and Juliet. Plus, it's got the most incredible soundtrack from Elton John, which just imbues it with such energy. So yeah, I'm glad that stuff like this is out there.
Have you got a favourite scene from the film?
Probably the bit on Tower Bridge, I'd say.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Cheers. All the best.
Hi there, I'm John Stevenson. Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show. I'm the director of Sherlock Gnomes.
Now, you've worked on some iconic animated films over the years, Kung Fu Panda and Shrek. What attracted you to this one?
The character of Sherlock, really. I mean, I liked Gnomeo and Juliet. I thought it was a really fun movie. But when I met with the producers and they said they wanted to introduce a Sherlock character, I thought that was an interesting challenge. And Sherlock Holmes was one of my favourite characters, when I was growing up. So I thought that would be intriguing to try and fit a version of Sherlock into that world, and also to try and see how we could sort of be sort of respectful to Conan Doyle's character while trying to have some fun with him being a gnome. So
it's interesting too, because you've migrated the characters from a well-known Shakespeare play over to another well-loved literature, and are you also having lots of fun in the film as well, making like lots of references to the material?
Yes, I mean, it was a deliberate choice to change the location from Stratford-on-Avon, which was appropriate for the Shakespearean story of Gnomeo and Juliet, to London, which is appropriate for Sherlock Holmes, and doing that gave us a much bigger canvas to tell our story on, and also it's a different kind of a story. If you're, Romeo and Juliet obviously is a sort of means you're a romance, but if you're doing a Sherlock-inspired story, you're an adventure, So we're shifting gears quite a lot, and trying to retain all the things that people like from the first one, and introduce the new elements that make it work for the Sherlock story. Was challenging, but it was a fun challenge.
And it's great because the humour appeals to adults as well as children, doesn't it? There's lots of references for them, and kids when they grow up will appreciate it too.
Well, if you like Sherlock Holmes, as I hope people do, and if you comb through the film, there are a lot of Sherlock Easter eggs, and I don't think everybody's going to get every single one of them, because there's some pretty subtle ones in there.
It's very exciting. And what might we expect next? Could there be romancing the gnome collector, Gnome Alone, or maybe Gnome Improvement?
Could easily be, and in fact in the first scene of Sherlock Gnomes we put a sequence in where the goons introduce the story, and they run through a bunch of suggestions for further installments, so see if there's any in there that sound good to you.
Very exciting. And finally, what are you working on next?
Well, there's a film I've been developing for a few years in America called The Ark and the Aardvark, which I'm continuing to work on, and then there's a few other projects that sort of bubbling up right now.
So very exciting. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to watching the film.
Okay, thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Demetriou. Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Now, you play MORARTY in the film, don't you? For people that are familiar with the character, what's it like to bring him to life in this animated film?
It was a pleasure to bring him to life in this animated film. Yeah, I mean, he's a Pi Moriarty, and I guess it's nice to be the first Pi Moriarty.
And what does the character get up to?
The character gets up to all sorts of shenanigans, mainly annoying Sherlock Gnomes.
I hear that some of the gnomes go missing in the film, is that true?
A few gnomes do go missing, you've heard right, yeah.
Got anything to do with that?
He might have something to do with it. I'm not letting that one go.
Have you got a favourite scene from the film?
I actually haven't seen the film yet, so I guess I'll find out what my favourite scene is very soon.
Finally, what are you working on next?
I've just written a TV show called Athletes Flats, which is going to be out on Channel 4 in a couple of months. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Soper. Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Now, you are, of course, a producer on Sherlock Gnomes.
I am.
What are the challenges of working on an animated feature?
I think the biggest challenge, much like running a marathon versus running a sprint, is duration. From the time that I started on the movie, which was in June of 2012, until when the film was released, which is May of 2018, that's 6 years of focus. Now, of course, it changes over time, but it is making sure that one keeps one's energy and excitement and focus all through that time.
You've got a background working at Disney as well on films like Bolt. What attracted you to Sherlock Gnomes?
Honestly, what attracted me to Sherlock Gnomes are the other team members that were working on the film. I have been in this business long enough to know that is the best part of making a film, is the people that you go and work with every day.
For people that maybe haven't seen the first film, why should they come and see Sherlock Gnomes? What are your favourite scenes?
I think if you have any interest in Sherlock at all and have seen any of the other versions, that thing that about this film that is exciting is just that it's told in the idea that it is in a world of gnomes. So it's a good introduction to the world of Sherlock Holmes through the world of gnomes.
The music of Elton John was really important and iconic and a character in its own right in the first film. Would you say that's the same in the sequel?
Definitely, and Elton and Bernie wrote 2 new songs for us which are in the film, and then using his catalog to support the ideas throughout the film was super crucial, and Elton's commitment is unequaled. So yes, that was wonderful, a dream of mine for sure.
It's fantastic. And what are you working on next?
Last week I was working on my skiing, but I have a couple of things in the works.
Wish you the best of luck, and I'm looking forward to seeing the film. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Sarah O'Connell Show.
Now, you are, of course, a producer on the first and second film.
You know, it's interesting because we wanted to keep the characters obviously the same and on a journey themselves, so it's a progression for Gnomeo and Juliet to the second movie and what they go through, but we didn't want to just give them the same universe to work in. We wanted to take it into a different genre, so we thought it would be fun to take another literary classic, you know, in a different genre, maybe an action movie or detective movie. So that's kind of how Sherlock Gnomes kind of came into their world. So yeah, Gnomeo and Juliet end up getting thrown into a action detective movie and have to deal with that as well as the changes in their relationship. So I hope it's fun.
Now, there's some new cast members as well as some returning ones this time. Who have we got on board?
We've got Matthias Ejiofor, who's absolutely fantastic as Watson. Obviously, the lovely Johnny Depp, who is playing Sherlock. We've got Mary J. Blige, who does a little turn as Irene, Sherlock's ex, and also has an amazing song that she wrote with Elton for the movie. So there's some great new cast and some lovely new moments, I think, in the film.
Could you tell us a bit about what the collaboration process is like with Elton John on the films?
Yeah, Elton is somebody who is an artist kind of lover. He loves the art forms in whatever form they come. So really, he wants them to go and do their thing. So he's not a controlling presence. He's like an enabling presence for everybody on the movie. And even it's the same with the songs. He's very much, you know, he wrote the original song for that Irene character, but handed it over to Mary J and said, look, you just got to make it your own. You've got to make it authentic for your character and rewrite it how you want to do it. And that's what she did. And her and Harvey Mason came up with a great new version of the song, which Elton loves.
And what can you tell us about the humour? Does it just appeal to children, or is there plenty in there for adults as well?
Well, we always try and keep everything going on a couple of levels because, if the parents get bored, then, they don't show up for the second showing. So it has to hit everybody. That's what we try and do. So I hope it does.
Do you find that these films sort of introduce children to literature as well? Does it make them want to go and read the original novels?
I hope so. I mean, one of the kind of side effects of, lambasting all of these classics is that there's from what I hear from the first movie, a lot of kids ended up going and reading some Shakespeare, and from this one, maybe they'll read some more Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and that's got to be a good thing. So.
And collecting gnomes.
And obviously collecting lots of gnomes, yeah. So garden gnome sales, I'm sure, will go up quite considerably, yeah.
Have you got a favourite scene from the movie?
Favourite scene from the movie? I think my favourite scene from the movie is actually probably the dance routine, which is probably it's a bit of an audience splitter maybe because it's a bit out there, but I think it's fun, great animation. I love the attitude of the character and Mary Jane.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
That's great, thank you.
Thanks for watching my interviews with all my Gnomies at the UK premiere of Sherlock Gnomes. Be sure to share, subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you all again soon for another episode of the Sarah O'Connell Show. Bye.